Well, hello there and welcome to the video, everybody. Today as promised, I am doing a bit of an analysis and review of the P.43 06 Anniversario tank. So first off, we're going to look at some of the stats for the vehicle, and comparing it to other vehicles of the type. So it's got the exact same firepower gun as its P.43 biz, and in general, higher alpha, higher DPM, but the penetration values and the rate of fire reload are a bit worse than the T-34-85, which I consider is the other real medium tank competitor at the tier. So for weapon handling, it's got the same gun handling, aim time, as the T-34-85, which is slightly better than that of the P-43. But the rest of the stats comparing the two P-43s are even, but in the T-34-85, it's a bit better gun handling. So the dispersion is 0.01 better on movement, and the standard dispersion is quite a bit better. So in general, the gun handling on the T-34-85 is better, but here's where the tank gets crazy, on the mobility. So mobility-wise, for the average speed, it is 5 kilometers per hour faster than the P-43 biz, and it goes 1 kilometer per hour over the T-34-85. On the power to weight ratio, it's like, you can see here, it's better in all areas really. So essentially looking at it, it's a more mobile with slightly better gun handling, P-43 biz. So there's all that, and then the turret armor is also, they've added 20 millimeters to the turret, which is like, okay, I guess. So the armor here is trolling. Let's look at the tank itself now. The armor here, that is a sloped plate. You can actually get bounces, which at tier 6, normally at tier 6, you don't rely on bounces to win. Like, it's whoever hits the shot wins. So in this tank, you don't need to rely on just hitting your shots. You can hit the shots, which is really nice, but you don't need to hit them. So I'm going to take a quick peek into a few replays. One from LOL Squad or VXFY in stream, one from the Manti, and one from Boanthropy free to play. So looking here, he's on Canal. It's like every match I find will always have one or two of this tank. So he's got one ally and one on the enemy team. So going standard playstyle for this map, Canal is, if you're a medium, generally speaking, you want to be over here. If you're not over here, you're not happy. So he's going to pop up and spot and immediately notice, like, he spots that Panzer V4 with ease and doesn't get spotted. And I don't know what that move there was, but he hit the shot, which, that was a snapshot. That was a really nice snapshot, actually. So already, just looking at this, like, the gun handling feels good. Just looking at it. And the 225 Alpha, like, 225 Alpha is the highest of all the tier 6 mediums, if I recall. Like, most of them have 200 or 160. So, that was a pre-aimed shot on that Tiger 131, but he's spotted, he's down. He's sniping the tank, which, honestly, in this meta, this day and age, you do kind of need to snipe in your mediums. Yeah, so he swaps over to HE there. The HE pen is also, it's not stupendous, but it is quite playable. The HE pen on it is, yeah, it's 45 HE pen, which is, so it's the exact same as the P-43 and one more than that, the T-34-85. So that's not stupendous, but it's workable for the tier. Like, you can HE the rear of British tanks, some American tanks, and easily can get through the waffle line. Sorry, my brain is, well, it's doing me. So right there, he's on that slope, he got that bounce. That was the enemy SU-85. So now, here's the P-43 and the Cromwell on him. It's going to take that shot off on him. So the Cromwell's a one-tap. He wants to angle up. Okay, so he's using his allied P-43 actually to take the hits and allow himself to be more comfortable. So now, he's in a 1v1 against this allied P-43, and if I recall, this is where the replay actually gets really interesting. So, right off the bat, you see he's sloped and he got a bounce. So already he's ahead on hit points from this guy. He's popped his adrenaline and he's burning him down. There's another bounce. Like, you can angle this armor. Like I said, you can absolutely angle this tank's armor and you will get bounces. So he's up to 2,000 damage. This guy's going down, and where's the last two? So the RL-44 is down in Sector 5. Just in the middle. And then now, so he's up, technically speaking, in a 1v3. He's up against that Su-85 on his own now. So the P-43 is down, it's a 1v1. There's another bounce. Like, these bounces shouldn't be happening. At Tier 6, the Tier 6 meta for such a long time has been dominated by all of the tanks that just have good guns. Good gun wins Tier 6. You don't need to bounce shots, you can just dodge. So he's gonna just, you know, sort of style on this guy and troll. Miss a shot on accident. So a bit of an oops on him. He's gonna take an extra hit that he doesn't need to, but there we go. Just slowly reload up, continuing to troll. Really, Kevin? Really not worth it. Yeah, just clear some out. So that's a decent game. That's quite a decent game. 2800, 3 kills. It's being played a lot, so I'm guessing it's a mastery, right? Sorry, first class? Yeah, so that's a first clap, which automatically you can see 2800, 3 kills at Tier 6. That's generally speaking, unless it's like an RL or a Chromo B, that's going to be an ace. So already you can see this tank has a very high skill cap, mastery cap. So into Manti's replay, Manti from the Uber clan. So right off the bat you can see, actually against Kevin, it's P43 versus P43s. So 2v2, there's a Thunder and SU-100Y. So this is like a pretty standard match at Tier 6. The Thunder is rather strong right now. Like, the gun depression on a Russian tank. It's like, I'm fairly certain it's literally the one Russian tank that actually has playable gun depression. Oh, right. And that tank beside him, the Matilda 4. Yeah, it's just... So this map, this is another map that you do have ridges. You do have ridges that you can poke up and down and get bounces. So he's going to do this expected play of him, and he's going to rush right in, use his upgraded mobility to get into the caves quickly, and you're going to use a rock, right? Like, having a rock on this tank, you can get so many bounces if you just angle out slightly. The armor on this thing, again, I can't overstate it enough. At Tier 6, the only other sources of armor are the VK36, the M6 frontally, and the ARL-44. So you're not supposed to get bounces. Like, so there's Kevin there. He's got that bounce. See? Like, you just angle. You can just angle in this tank, and you can actually get bounces. This is a Nightmare. Gonna try to tag him, but a Nightmare... I love the Nightmare myself. Like, the Nightmare is absolutely insane. So he's gonna get another bounce and another tag. So, Kevin in the P43 VXFY LOL squad is gonna be kind of tilted right now. So, yeah, there's a Nightmare there. There's a third bounce. Okay, he's just... You can tell he's done. So, it's gonna deal with this Nightmare. The Nightmare is down now. It's not a threat to him, but to some of his allies, like, looking at this... Actually, no, cancel that. That Nightmare can't do anything to any of them. The Nightmare is a tank that really does not like playing against Tier 6s. So, it's a 5-on-4 right now, which, in his favor, he's using the rock, like I hoped he would, honestly. Like, having a rock on this tank just makes you so comfortable. He's gonna go in, get the shot off, miss ramming him, which is kind of odd. He's gonna get that ram now, but he doesn't deal damage, so, like, LOL squad Kevin in the P43 is almost dead. It's a 4-on-3, he's getting bounces, like, the gun handling is really good. It's not the best of the tier, but the gun handling is good. The penetration is kind of meh. I've seen, yeah, like, see, well, that was actually an unfortunate bounce. Actually, on AK-11, too. So, he's gonna go down and tunnel through 8A in the AMX-12T, and see, it's mobile. This is the mobility coming into play again. Like, that's an AMX-12T. That thing should be able to run away, but he didn't. He just chased it down, and he killed it. So this last match is a bit of a treat from Boanthropy Free to Play. Back in the P43 Anniversary tank. So, automatically looking at it, there's a lot of VKs on the Allied team, which is nice, because The VK30, when maxed at least, is a fantastic tank, and everyone knows by now the VK36 is kind of broken. But on the enemy team, they have a Churchill 7, which is a pain. They have a Jackson, which is really underrated. Like, really underrated. And then they have a KV2, which is like, whatever. You'll just take 400 for free. Like, no cares. So, like, we're looking at this map. P.43 probably wants to go into the corner or onto the cap area. So by the looks of it, going to head... Which way are you going to go? Yeah, you're going to head up towards the cap. So this tank does have that nice 20 millimeters of extra turret armor, which does actually make quite a difference when getting bounces on this turret. Like, it's going to pop up there, spot, but going to back down. Not going to push up. P.43 is not going to push up over there because you're looking at their team again. The Jackson's up here, but they have a KV2. Can pretty much guarantee if that KV2 is not in the bush, he's insane. Let's see, what's over there? Sorry, trying to micro the mic. So actually, the KV2 is over there. So P.43 knows now the entire enemy team is over on that side, but at the same time, it's also a Jackson. If you can't get a couple shots into him, he will burn you down. That tank has absolutely amazing DPM, and the penetration is just ridiculous. So, gonna take that shot. Nice shot, by the way, with the right lead-in to actually hit the dead center mass of the tank, which it probably wouldn't make a difference at this tier, but if it was, say, an E100 Moz, hitting that lead-up is very nice. You don't want your shot to go astray, but again, that shows the gun handling. Like, it really just fires where you want it to go. You're going to push up, and that's the rear of a Panzer IV-G. It's a tier 5 tank, so you can actually do that to him. And he's going to give you the rear again. So that's 2 huge hits on this Panzer IV-G. Like, that's the 45 millimeters coming into play. Gonna pop back into the Watt Inspector after this match. It's like, such easy shots. Such easy shots. So you're going to take a hit there, probably could have angled, but at the same time, it is a Jackson. So, like I mentioned, the Jackson probably has the best gun out of the tier, but look at that. You give the Leopard your front, and there's bounces. Like, that tank just gets bounces. So we're already up to 1500 damage, and getting rushed by literally the entire red team. So, again, using that cover. Yeah, you're getting into that cover, and I'm guessing you're not going to just run away. You're going to angle. Like, yeah, you're going to get behind that guy, and you're going to angle up. There's a bounce. It is a stock VK 30.01p, which is not as much of a threat, but there's also the Jackson there. So, I'm going to try to take that snapshot, which you do miss, which... It's a Jackson. The Jackson is rather trollish, but he just fired. He just wants to bully your Leopard right now. Or is that the Leopard? What was that? That's your T1 Heavy, I see. You're going to take one, and he's cleared. So, that tank there is probably the biggest threat to you, unless, actually no, right now the KV2 is definitely your biggest threat, so yeah, there is that. But it's a 3v4 right now. Your team is down 1 tank, and you still have a KV2 on the enemy team, and he can just AP you. So, you do need to be very careful here. Like this, yeah, this VK30 wants to bully you, but it doesn't work. Like, that's another stock VK30. It's actually 2 stock VK30s, which is... Honestly, I'm not sure if you would get the win if they were both stock, if they were both max. You probably could, but it would be a bit harder. Like, you wouldn't be able to make this play for one. Like, he would have been loaded and he would have hit you. Your map awareness there, that was good. You noticed that KV2 was coming for you, and you just relocated out of there. Oh, that is a Churchill 7, yikes. So it looks like you're actually going to lose this match, but... Like, you see, 2800 damage, yeah, you're gonna lose this match, but you still got so much damage out. You actually clear out the M6. So, where's the KV2? You have... I know this is a 3700 damage match, which does mean it is a loss, but you have 3000 damage, you've gotten bounces, you've gotten those HE pens, which all of those are just huge. So, that proves, right there, you do have a bloom, so you're not a Leopard 1. You can't just take those snapshots and pen for no good reason. But you're going to flex over here, and I'm betting, yeah, there's the KV2. So you've spotted KV2, you know where the Churchill 7 is. You're going to probably try to clear out one more, at least. That KV2 is looking like a juicy target right now. So you're going to poke up here. Ah, yes. You have that 100 millimeters of turret armor, and you're also a small turret, so you can just poke up, shoot, back down. Oh! Oh, this KV2 actually has the 100 millimeter. Or the 107, I should say. So yeah, there's a second shot off, and you're just going to clear him, aren't you? Okay, so he's waiting for you now. He knows you can't just poke up, and you know that too. So you're going to try to get unspotted, and I'm guessing you're going to poke this corner, and he's aware of the move, and he just clears you out. Yeah. Yeah, that's what happens. That was a big game still. Like, it really highlights this tank has so much flexibility. It's such a great tank. So I'll bring up the tank compare again. Let's pop in a VK30. So the VK30 is the other high pen tank, or the high alpha. Yeah, 220, which is still 5 below it. But again, okay, so the VK30 actually has a better gun, but the mobility is lacking. And the hull armor, not to mention. Where's the other one that I was interested in checking out? The other viable tier 6. Cromwell. And E8, hello. There it is. So looking here, it doesn't have the top of the line in the way of gun stats. Like, Alpha, it is the highest of the tier, yes. Penetration, it's lower than some, but barely. Like, that 4mm doesn't make much of a difference. Shell velocity doesn't matter much, as you won't be sniping it much. At tier 6, there isn't as much sniping. But it's the armor. Like, the mobility and the armor. It's got the best armor all around of the tier. It's got, or of the mediums at the tier, I should say. The turret on the T-3045 and the VK30 are more reliable on the sides and rear, but other than that, it's like, it's the mobility. The mobility is what makes the tank. The Cromwell loses all of its armor to get more mobility, and the VK30 has really good top speed, but if I recall, yeah, the traverse is horrible. So, it's the mobility that makes the tank. Period. That's what this tank is. The mobility makes the tank. You can get bounces, you have a decent gun, but it's the mobility that makes the tank the tank. I hope you all stayed through the end, and I hope you enjoyed the content. Have a good one.